what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas time with the fam. I had a good one as well, but we got to get back on the horse when we talk in Boomer Bust week number 17. Fantasy football semifinals. There is no tomorrow. Who's going to boom? Who's going to bust? We got games on Thursday, today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I will get you caught up on Start Sit tomorrow as well, a little earlier than expected because of those Saturday contests. It's going to be a bloodbath, man. There is no tomorrow, like I'm saying, but let's talk these running backs. Who's going to boom? Aaron Jones, first one on my board. These Green Bay, taking on the Green Bay Packers. Hard to say Aaron Jones without saying he is a Green Bay Packer still, but it's been a very good year overall for AJ. Moving to those Vikings, he's boomed in the 4 of the last 5. And he's been a steady running back all season long for us, man. Taking on these Packers. Huge divisional showdown once again. We should expect another revenge game filled with points for an AJ, no question, leading us to that fantasy football championship. And I mean, okay, even though Jones, he's been a great, running back 2 overall. I mean, he's been, the running back 17 right now. I won't be shocked this week to see low-end running back 1 numbers on the regular. I'm calling revenge, boom, incoming for an Aaron Jones. Rico Dwaddle, Rico Suave, man. The Cowboys, okay, we get it. Rico's popped off the past several weeks. He's been very good, but he's coming off a bust game. But boom, the previous 3 before that. Very good news, man. Jalen Hurts is a potential miss due to concussion protocols this week. And I mean, the defense is going to have to pitch a shutout this week for the Philadelphia Eagles. So it means the Cowboys are going to try to run the football, control the clock, play spoiler a little bit more here. And like I said, while I've been very hard on Rico for most of the year, he's played very well of late. But I mean, outside of a TD to come his way this week, I think I might be playing it safe with a Rico bust coming for the Philadelphia Eagles front 7, who will be coming after Rico and this Cowboys offense with the bum rush. So I do not like Rico this week. Jonathan Taylor, JT, taking on the New York Giants, coming off a huge boom that probably carried all of y'all to your fantasy championships. 40-point spot last week. Unreal, JT. He gets a cupcake matchup this week versus these Giants, who are definitely playing for that top pick in the NFL draft, looking for the next quarterback, franchise quarterback. The Colts, on the other hand, they're still fighting for their playoff lives, and we should see a lot of usage of JT once again. Control the action, control the clock, limit the amount of, passes A-Rich has to throw. I mean, 40 points, that's definitely not going to be the standard again this week, but another big game is definitely incoming for JT. Boom, baby, boom for JT. League winner in the finals incoming. You gotta love some Jonathan Taylor. Bucky Irving taking on those Carolina Panthers. One of the best rookies all season long has been this former Oregon Duck product, Bucky Irving. I was a fan, not over the moon, but I was a fan. And he's definitely, over-exceeded my expectations. The Bucs also, they've transitioned kind of to the more balanced approach, running the football extremely well with a Rachaad White and a Bucky Irving. Great success basically since the week 6 of the season. They've been killing it, man. Booming in 5 of the last 6. Bucky definitely gets the Panthers this week, who have played better overall these past several weeks, but they won't be able to sustain the Bucs' pressure this week as well as they continue to fight for their playoff lives for the division lead versus Atlanta Falcons. Must-win game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers means heavy bounce back for a Bucky. I'm calling big-time points. Boom for a Bucky Irving. Wide receivers, Cooper Kupp taking on those Arizona Cardinals. Okay, yes, I know. Okay, Cooper has probably kicked you out of your fantasy football championships, and that sucks. But for those who still have a Cooper Kupp on their team in the fantasy championships, and they managed to make it, I'm saying right now the Rams are back at home, should get back to basics. Kupp definitely has busted 3 of the last 4 games, while the pass attack in LA with Matthew Stafford has looked meek overall. But they're back at home taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who have been eliminated from playoff contention. And this has the makings of a big bounce back show to get this passing offense back moving in the right direction. Cooper, I mean, he should get, his targets to come his way this week as well as they look up to lock up the division in the NFC West. I'm calling a boom for Cooper Kupp after a poor showing. He should do more than enough to get us our fantasy trophies. Ladd McConkey taking on these New England Patriots. He's sitting as the wide receiver 20 as a rookie. He's been booming on the regular, booming 5 games in a row, man. He's a good lad. He's making it easy to slot him into our lineup on the weekly right now, facing the Patriots, who they're also playing for pride as well. But the Chargers, they're fighting for their playoff lives to lock up a playoff spot. They should do it this week. And lad, I mean, he's been a favorite target of a Herbie for a while now. It is good news, everything pointing in the right direction, and that shouldn't change this week, man. QJ should be getting a lot of Gonzalez Gonzo this week in coverage, and I expect a heaping of targets to come back to lad once again this week. I'm calling a bolt up boom for a lad McConkey. He's definitely a good lad. Devonta Smith taking on the Dallas Cowboys. He busted last 2 weeks in a row. It is not good news for us overall. Hurts, he definitely has a real shot to miss this game due to concussion. Don't like that. So enter in again Small Hands Pickett to be the guy trying to support this past game. Coming off a loss last week to those Washington Commanders, the Commies. The Eagles should try to bounce back in the pass game, but you got to believe, man, if Pickett is starting, they're going to continue to lean on a Barkley in bunches to control the game, to control the clock, and try to score. Pickett's not terrible overall, but he is not going to be what you require to support all your wide receivers in fantasy football, and making, Pickett throw, it's going to be a little bit drastic and tough this week. The caveat here, if Hurts does play, I can reverse a Smitty this week from a bust to a boom, already foreshadowing what I want to predict here. But I mean, if Kenny is passing the football to these wide receivers, I'm definitely fading this man just a little bit. Bust for a Smitty due to QB floor if a Kenny Pickett does play this week. Cortland Sutton taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, and admittedly, I was very harsh on Cortland Sutton and this Broncos offense with Bo Nix early on this season. Have eaten my words. I was wrong early on as they continue to move forward. Sean Payton definitely gets his flowers this year for making this offense and this team what we did not expect them to be. He's been one of the most consistent wide receivers in fantasy football this season, having 10 boom games on the year. And while they haven't been necessarily, top-end booms, he's given us a great floor of wide receiver 2-3 flex numbers to carry our squads when we require them. Sutton has hit 7 of the last games on the boom, and they're taking on the Bengals in a massive showdown for playoff implications. Denver wins, they're in, they lose. And the Bengals, they open the door for them to take over and get into the NFL playoffs. Sutton needs to be the focal point once again this week versus a defense that they have a tough time stopping anybody, man, through the air, on the ground. And I mean, matching points is going to be the name of the game because we know what Joey B, Jamar Chase and company have been doing the last several weeks. They are a damn juggernaut on the field. So you got to believe Sutton's going to have a big role. Boom! Once again for a Cortland Sutton. They got to use this man a lot this week. Tight end Sam Laporta. He's Laported his way back to being the tight end number 8, man, when his season started out dreadfully, but they look like they were saving him quite a bit. They're taking on those 49ers this week. He has hit, 3 of the last 4 games in boom relation. Very good. Looking to be a bigger part of this offensive approach, especially now with Monty on the sidelines, resting up with that knee. They're kind of recreating his run game with Monty, even though they're running well still with a Gibby. I mean, recreating it with a short pass, giving Sam more opportunities in the red zone to catch touchdowns as well. And even though the Lions already stamped their ticket to the dance, you know that they're going to want to play pretty hard in this contest. Keep this offense rolling and moving in the right direction, not to lose traction. Keep this engine on high power. I'm calling a boom once again for a Laporta. Keep him in the top 10 of tight ends, and he should carry you guys to your fantasy championship. Chig Okonkwo taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, since Mason Rudolph has taken over, Chig has hit the in back-to-back weeks, I should say. And, I mean, it's been very good. Even when they're losing, like last week, the blowout did happen with the JT running all over them. The checkdowns were coming to an Okonkwo on the regular. That should, again, be the case this week as well. Okonkwo should have been a bigger part of this offense early on in the season, even though we do have to account for potential big-time goose egg in his stat sheet. I gotta say, I'm looking in the right direction. I'm gonna take a chance here because there has been very good upside here to see that he could be utilized as a big piece in this offense. They're gonna play for pride with these Jaguars. Nothing for the Jags to play for as well. So Okonkwo could see once again heavy PPR floors with a big time tight end or touchdown upside. I should say, let's call a boom once again for a Chig Okonkwo. It is some risk, but I'm definitely risking the biscuit here this week with an Okonkwo. Tucker Kraft, taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And okay, Kraft has been good all season long, still booming, 4 of the last 5 games, but it feels like he's not a huge part of this offensive approach. But this week taking on the Vikings, like I said, huge divisional contest, and I could suggest play him, okay? I don't dislike it whatsoever. His floor has been safe. Anywhere from 6, 7, 8 points is kind of the floor for a Kraft at this point, but I'm going to temper those top-end expectations. I think they're going to run the football again this week. I think they're going to try to utilize their wide receivers a little bit more, and tight end, it has been one of the toughest positions to predict, and Tucker Kraft has been basically my enigma all season long. Every time I say he's going to boom, he busts. Every time I say he's going to bust, he booms. I'm going to stick with my eval this week. I'm going to say bust by a hair for a Tucker Kraft. I don't like it for the top end, but I still think you could play him for a safe floor this week. Last one, Dalton Kincaid taking on the New York Jets, my Buffalo Bills. Hurts, man. The Chiefs, they win home field advantage. Bills don't have to play for home field anymore. Not much to play for outside of, locking up the second seed, which is basically already done anyway. They should just win one, and it's a second seed is locked up. But, it's been a down year for a Dalton Kincaid overall, man. Only 3 boom games all year. And it legit feels like, the Bills are forcing him in the ball, trying to get him going. He's dropping passes, trying to justify this draft selection where they took him so high. He has been an extreme disappointment. I got to call fair is fair where it is. Kincaid definitely has not been what I had anticipated him to be. Hopefully he can definitely turn it around. But right now he needs to be removed from your rosters. I do not trust it, do not like it. He does get his sprinkles from time to time. There is target share going his direction. But again, it's very difficult catches, not much usage in the red zone overall. Drops continue to be his shortcoming this season. Do not like it in the fantasy championships. I'm definitely fading a Dalton, even if he booms on my bench. Bust for a Dalton Kincaid and my Buffalo Bills. I do not like it. But there you have it. That is week number 17, boom or bust. Who's going to boom, who's going to bust? Got you covered. It has been a long season. We are at the final home stretch to get those trophies. I ride with y'all still in championship games as well. Let's bring home those trophies. I got start set for you guys tomorrow as well, so definitely we'll get you covered. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.